Alright, here's my honest review after spending some time with this electric bike. If you're on the fence about getting an e-bike, especially one that won't empty your wallet, this one might just be worth a look. If you're thinking about getting this e-bike, I've included a link in the description so you can check it out for yourself. Don't miss the chance to grab it at a great price if you're interested. Hear how it actually held up for me in real-world use. So I'll start by saying this was my first proper e-bike. I've ridden regular bikes for years, but with bad knees and too many hills around my area, I figured it was time for some electric help. Setup took me about an hour or so. The bike comes mostly pre-assembled, but don't expect it to be ready to roll out of the box. You'll need to put on the front wheel, handlebar, pedals, light, and adjust the brakes a bit. Not a huge deal, and they provide all the tools you need, but if you're not handy, maybe have a YouTube tutorial nearby. Once I got it up and running, I was actually kind of blown away. The 750W peak motor is no joke. It takes off way quicker than I expected, especially if you're in throttle mode. It eats up hills like they're nothing, which for me was a game changer. I live in a pretty hilly area, and what used to be a sweaty mess of a ride became something I could actually enjoy again. Battery life is solid. I usually ride in pedal assist mode and get somewhere around 30-35 miles out of it on mixed terrain. Full throttle drains it quicker, more like 15-20 miles, so keep that in mind if you're relying on motor only. Charging takes a few hours, and I love that the battery pops out so I can charge it inside. Also feels safer knowing I can take it with me instead of leaving it on the bike when I lock it up. Comfort-wise, it's decent out of the box. The fat tires and front suspension soak up most of the bumps, but I'd recommend swapping out the seat if you're planning on longer rides. The stock one is pretty stiff, and I found myself squirming around a bit after 20 minutes. As for the little things, I really appreciated the built-in headlight and bell, nothing fancy but practical. The included storage bag is handy for holding keys or a phone. Gears shift well enough with the 7-speed system, though it's definitely more of a bonus than a must if you're mostly using the motor. Now for the not-so-great parts. The bike is heavy. That's expected with most e-bikes, especially ones with fat tires and big motors, but lifting it upstairs or into a car is not fun. Also, I noticed a slight bumpy feel when using throttle only on flat roads, almost like a vibration. It went away when I pedaled even lightly, so maybe just how the motor kicks in. Not a deal breaker, but something to note. I also had to tweak the disc brakes a bit out of the box. Again, not hard, just part of the setup. One weird quirk, the battery connection was a little finicky at first. The power would cut off occasionally until I figured out the battery just needed a firmer press into place. Hasn't been an issue since, but definitely threw me off on day one. All in all, I'm genuinely impressed with what you get here for the price. It's not a high-end e-bike, but it punches way above its weight. Whether you're commuting, running errands, or just exploring trails for fun, the HOVERFLY OUREA makes it way easier and a lot more enjoyable. Would I recommend it? Absolutely, just maybe add a better seat and double-check the battery's snug.